Look, be honest for a second. You open your banking app, you check your investing app, you refresh it, and then you refresh it again. Maybe the market's down, maybe it's up. Either way, your mood just changed because a number on your phone changed. And meanwhile, there's this weird thing happening. The people who seem to be doing the best financially, they're not doing that. They're not checking their portfolio 5 times a day. They're not chasing the newest investing app. They're not posting screenshots of their returns. In fact, their money setup is painfully boring. And that's exactly the point. If you've ever wondered why it feels like you're doing everything right, budgeting, investing, using the best apps, but still feel stressed, behind, or weirdly unstable, this video is for you. My name is Nick, and I spend way too much time thinking about how people actually manage money in real life, not just how the internet tells them to. If you're someone who's investing, saving, trying to be responsible, but still feels anxious every time you open an app, or feels like your money controls you instead of the other way around, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because today, we're talking about why wealthy people love boring bank accounts, and why flashy investing apps might actually be sabotaging you. Here's the belief most people have. If I use better apps, smarter tools, and more advanced platforms, I'll make better financial decisions. Sounds reasonable, right? It's also mostly wrong. Because better tools don't fix bad financial behavior. And worse, some tools actively create bad behavior. Here's what most people don't realize. Most wealthy people don't optimize for returns first. They optimize for control, simplicity, and emotional stability. And this is where it gets really interesting. The flashy app trap. Let's talk about investing apps for a second. You know the ones. Confetti animations when you trade, real-time price charts, push notifications, trending stocks, bright colors, leaderboards, and daily gain or loss updates. These apps are not neutral. They're designed using the exact same psychological mechanics as social media and gambling apps. According to a 2023 report from the American Psychological Association, apps that provide variable rewards, visual stimulation, and immediate feedback increase impulsive decision-making by up to 40%. And now here's the kicker. A study published in the Journal of Finance found that individual investors who trade more frequently underperform the market by about 3 to 4% per year after fees and taxes. 3 to 4% sounds like nothing, but let's do the math. Simple math example, real dollars. Say you invest $10,000 per year for 30 years. Investor A earns 7% annually. Investor B earns 3.5% less because of overtrading, bad timing, and emotional decisions. After 30 years, Investor A ends with about $1 million. Investor B ends with about $600,000. Same effort, same savings, different behavior. That's a $400,000 difference, not because of intelligence, but because of emotional design. And this is exactly why wealthy people avoid flashy apps. Not because they're bad at technology, but because they understand themselves. Psychology: why boring wins. Here's the thing. Humans are not wired to make good financial decisions when information is constant, feedback is instant, emotions are triggered repeatedly. We are wired to react, overcorrect, chase patterns, avoid short-term pain, and flashy investing apps amplify all of that. Now, you might be thinking, but Nick, I like seeing what's happening with my money. Isn't being informed a good thing? Yes, but there's a difference between being informed and being emotionally hijacked. Wealthy people design their financial systems to reduce decision-making, not increase it. That's the secret. Boring bank accounts explained. Let's talk about boring bank accounts. When I say boring, I mean no constant notifications, no gamification, no dopamine hits, no daily decision pressure. Think traditional banks, high-yield savings accounts, separate accounts for specific purposes, automated transfers, limited app interaction. This doesn't feel exciting, which is exactly why it works. Here's what most people don't realize. Money grows best when you're not emotionally involved with it every day. Story. Two friends, same age, same income, same city. Friend A uses multiple investing apps, actively trades, constantly tweaks allocations, checks balances daily, feels on top of things. Friend B uses one boring bank, one brokerage account, automatic investing once per month, rarely checks balances, focuses on career and life. 10 years later, friend B has higher net worth, lower stress, better consistency, fewer financial mistakes. Friend A? Burnt out, overtraded, missed compounding, always fixing things. Same intelligence, different systems. Why rich people separate money? Mental accounting. This is where psychology really kicks in. Wealthy people love separate, boring accounts because of something called mental accounting. It's the idea that your brain treats money differently depending on where it lives. For example, emergency fund money feels sacred. Daily checking money feels spendable. Investment money feels untouchable. When everything is in one flashy app, your brain blurs the lines. You start spending investment money. You start investing emergency money. You start reacting emotionally. Boring accounts create friction, and friction is your friend. Objection. But flashy apps help beginners get started. Isn't that good? Short term? Sometimes. Long term? Often disastrous. Because beginners don't need more choices, faster trades, complex dashboards. They need fewer decisions, consistent habits, emotional stability. A study by Dalbar found that the average investor underperforms the market largely because of behavioral mistakes, not lack of knowledge, not bad funds, not bad timing, bad behavior. Why wealthy people optimize for boredom. Here's the mindset shift. Most people optimize their finances for excitement. Wealthy people optimize for boredom. Why? Because boredom means systems are working, decisions are automated, emotions are quiet. Focus goes back to earning, learning, and living. The richest people I've studied don't say, how can I get the best app? They ask, how can I make this require as little attention as possible? That question alone changes everything. Actionable step number 1. One boring financial hub. If you do nothing else after this video, do this. Create one boring financial hub, one primary bank, one brokerage, one savings structure. Not because it's trendy, but because it reduces cognitive load. Less switching, less comparing, less reacting. Actionable step number 2. Kill notifications. Seriously. Turn off market alerts, daily balance updates, price movements, trending, anything. If your long-term plan changes because of a notification, it wasn't a plan. Actionable step number 3. Automate and disappear. Here's what wealthy people do. Money comes in, money automatically moves, money automatically invests. They go live their life. Automation is not laziness, it's discipline without willpower. The big insight. Here's what most people don't realize until it's too late. Wealth is not built by making great decisions every day. It's built by making a few good decisions and then getting out of your own way. Flashy apps keep you in the way. Boring systems move you out of it. Final motivation and call to action. Look, you don't need to be smarter. You don't need to trade faster. You don't need better predictions. You need fewer emotional decisions. That's it. If this video helped reframe how you think about money, hit the like button. It genuinely helps the channel reach people who need this message. And if you want more content about building wealth quietly, sustainably, and without burning yourself out, subscribe. Because the goal isn't to look rich, it's to be free. And boring is often the fastest way there.